the signatures. We've got 5,000 signatures in there for Nancy Pelosi.
What do we want?
Safe access.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Safe access.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Safe access.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Safe access.
What do we want?
Safe access.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Safe access.
When do we want it?
Now.
Pelosi, speak up for patients.
Pelosi, speak up for patients. Pelosi, speak up for patients. Stop the DEA scam. Prohibition is just a DEA scam.
Pelosi,
Speak up for patients.
Pelosi,
Speak up for patients.
All right, we've got more We're patient, not criminals. We're patient, not criminals.
Our state come together and become our own policing agents, working hand in hand with the Border Supervisors to create our own rules and regulations so we, as a community, can police ourselves. Yet we still, as California progresses in 2012, have to resort back to antiquated rules and regulations set forth by the federal government and DOJ to eliminate our facilities, especially in the Bay Area, and stop unsafe access. We need to have all officials that are in office stand up for us weak and innocent patients, those that are trying to do the right thing. Each and every one of you guys coming to us, this is a community that should stand united because we need to what? Save our sanctuary city! Save our sanctuary city!
The Patient Advocacy Committee of the San Francisco Medical Cannabis Task Force took our postcard campaign to the Harvey Milk LGBT Democratic Club, where we got a unanimous vote of support. We really got a warm reception, and we've always had a warm reception in the Milk Club for medical cannabis. That's one of our homes in the city. And I'd really like to thank the Harvey Milk Club for supporting this, and I'd like to hear a few words from the president, Mr. Glenn Hyde. Come on up, Glenn. Let's give a warm round of applause, you guys. This is someone that's coming through.
Hey, how are you guys? Can you hear me all right without this?
That's much better than talking into a can.
I'm a drag queen. I learned this in the clubs.
All right.
So, I just want to say, as the president of the Harvey Milk Club, we are here to help you lobby and petition and get your voices heard and stand behind you and take your lead and let you tell us how you can best use us. We're going to be here behind you, working with you. So anything you need, please call on the club. Drug policy is our #1 issue this year. I've been an advocate for safe use sites, better policy, and we need this for a variety of reasons. And we also are demanding that people stop harassing the clubs here in San Francisco for no reason. To hide behind the lie that this is for the children is bullshit, quite frankly, and we're not going to take it. All right? You cannot lie to us and tell us that you are doing this for someone other than your moral gain, and we are not here for your moral gain. We are here to fulfill a real need. So it's time to stop playing games, and it's time to be real, and it's time to legalize and save medical cannabis.
This was co-sponsored by the Harvey Milk Club. For folks that don't know, Harvey Milk is one of the founders of cannabis cannabis freedom in this city, and usually May 2nd, May Day, is Cannabis Freedom Day for the city. Remember that? Who remembers that? Yeah, it's Cannabis Freedom Day.
Yeah, what happened to that?
And there's one thing that this petition does that no other petition did, and that was ask for a emergency safe access system if all the clubs are shut down. And not even just if all the clubs are shut down. We want to start working with Healthy San Francisco so low and no income patients can get a copay on the medicine that they need. If Healthy San Francisco can help people get morphine and things that are very toxic to our bodies, there's no reason why we cannot have a copay on medical cannabis so that we all have equity and access, which is a huge issue for me as the patient advocate representative of the Medical Cannabis Task Force. I've heard hours and hours and hours. I think we calculated them at over 80 hours of testimony this year from low-income patients still having problems with access. And this isn't going to stop when we have 2 clubs that we're providing for hospice care being targeted in this round from Melinda Haig. And it's an interesting position for me.
Oh,
yeah,
no. Boo! What a hag.
And the crazy part about this, and the very, 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 yeah, it's a lie. We have had 0 reports of neighborhood complaints for the grandfathered clubs that are being attacked right now.
Yeah, but the media suppresses
actually,
it.
I've been at almost 26 permit hearings, and I've been at the permit hearings for HopeNet and Vapor Room, and both of those facilities had the neighborhood groups come and tell the city, we like these folks here. These folks are improving our neighborhood. So Melinda Haig, please, her office is right behind us, the DOJ is right behind us, and let me tell you, we have not had problems in our neighborhood. We've had neighborhood folks thanking us for making the neighborhood safer. So if you want to say that this is about public safety, we're going to call you a liar. This is not about public safety.
No.
She is lying. She is lying. And she is just drawing a line in the sand, which is not what their big press conference on October 7th of last year was about. They said that they were going to go after people that were doing things against state law. That is not what she's doing in San Francisco.
No.
Another lie. She is just going ahead and finding excuses to rip up our map of safe access. And we need our congressional representative, Nancy Pelosi, to stand up for us. We've been told by President Obama, we've been told by the U.S. attorneys that this is a congressional issue. If we want to change the law, we need to go to Congress. So what I said in an email to Pelosi's office is that I'm just following orders. I am just following orders. I've been told to go to our congressional representative. And here we are with thousands of signatures for Nancy Pelosi to speak up for patients. And patients have to remember she's not our enemy. Nancy Pelosi has stood by medical cannabis and HIV issues for years. But we haven't heard a peep from Nancy Pelosi when we are looking at by mid-May having half of the map gone. We need her to stand up. And not only are we lucky that she's our congressional representative, she's the Democratic leader, and she's one person that could probably speak directly with the commander-in-chief about what's happened in a sanctuary city that's well-regulated, has a good system in place with checks and balances and neighborhood input. When you go before the permit process, your neighbors have a chance to weigh in. And as we've seen, if a neighborhood doesn't want a collective, seems to not happen, right?
Yeah!
And that's the unfortunate truth of it, is that a very vocal minority in some neighborhoods have closed down clubs. And I'd like to bring Bridget up. She is a representative from HopeNet who is resisting the letters. So we want to give a big round of applause for folks that are willing to stand on the line. Big round of applause for Bridget.
My family, my name is Bridget, and I am a community health worker, your community health worker. I've been at HopeNet facilitating groups for a couple of months, but I've also been in Access of Love and a lot of other places, so a lot of you know me. And I know that right now, so thank you. And I didn't know I was going to speak, so this is real quick, but I had faxed 1,200 letters to Melinda Hoag's office. Hoag? And nothing, we have not gotten no response from nobody. So it's like those 1,200 letters that were faxed, the largest fax. Yes, speak up! Talk! For patients! All right, so, and we're here with more letters. So what does that make Sean about? 2,500 letters! 2,500 at least! Power to the patients and power to the people. If we don't stand up, the federal government is going to shut everybody down, and you will be left to get your medicine from the drug dealers on the corners. Is that safe access? No! Do you want to have to buy your medicine from a drug dealer? No! Then stand up and be heard, patients!
Save our
Medicine!
city! Not criminals! We're patients! Not criminals! We're patients! Not criminals!
One of the patient advocates could bring up the book and all of the postcards that we have. Can someone just bring that over here, because I'd like everybody to take a look at it. There's a yeah, here we go. Jerry's got it. So 11675 signatures. This is a nice thick book. Nice, it's thick. We're turning it in today. And then beneath here, we have a whole set of about 2,000 postcards that folks signed. And on this postcard, it not only addresses the need for Nancy Pelosi to stand up for our civil rights, but for our constitutional rights. Folks may not know, but in Washington, D.C., they are about to open giant safe access facilities, and Congress voted to look the other way. That is against your constitutional rights. One group of people in this country does not get to get their vote respected, and another group get their vote denied. There's a case before the federal courts called James versus United States, which addresses this. We also ask her to use some resources to look into our constitutional rights, to speak to President Obama, and then the very last sentence makes this a lot different, and that is, I ask that you support city facilitation of emergency safe access to medical cannabis for catastrophically ill patients in the event of closure of all permitted facilities in San Francisco. Are you guys worried about the patients at Laguna Honda?
Yeah!
Are you guys worried about the people in General Hospital?
Yeah! Are we here because of those patients? Yes!
Each one of us here today represents probably a good 1,000 patients that could not get up out of their house, their bed, their hospice facility to be here with us today. And I think that that's something that's very true and close to everyone's heart here, that they know every time they come to a patient protest that they are representing hundreds of other patients who can't be here with us. And if we lose, and we are losing HopeNet, and we are losing Vapor Room, and those are two facilities. Those are two facilities that have hospice care programs that are widely supported. So we're looking at, if this happens, if we don't get our game board back up, after the elections, we all know this is about elections.